Yes, 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 yes. Is it a crime? Because I enjoyed having my breast kissed. Can I say that on YouTube? Stay tuned for this video. You may learn something. Hi, YouTube. This is Catching Up with Crystal. Can you keep up with me? Because you never know where I'm going to be. And today I'm coming to you from my bathroom. And I know this is an odd place to do a video, but I'm washing clothes and my dryer is going in the background. And I felt compelled to do this video now. So today is the anniversary, October 11th of 2002. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So this is my 20th year anniversary that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And let me tell you the story of how that happened. So I found a lump in my breast around August of 2002. I had very big breasts and I kind of let it, whatever. I had a friend actually who had a brain tumor in her brain and I was more focused on her. Shout out to Renee. I'm glad you're still here, my girl. So I was kind of focused on her and her journey and helping her get through, but I did have very large breasts and I felt the lump in my breast, but I thought it might have been a cyst, so I let it slide. So this is August 2022. My girlfriend makes it through her journey, and then I start to focus on myself, and I still had this lump that was not a cyst because it wasn't changing in size and it wasn't going away. And ladies, listen, be familiar with your breasts, okay? Feel them, touch them, don't be afraid of them, because by doing so, you will know what an abnormal breast feels like. If you don't touch your breasts, if you're afraid to touch them, how will you know, okay, when something is different? And a lot of times your man might find out something is different. It's very common that women find out they have breast cancer because their man touches their breasts. Okay, I digress. So I find a lump in my breast. I go to my doctor. I'm 32 years old at this point. The doctor says to me, oh, you don't have breast cancer. You don't meet the criteria. There's no breast cancer on your mother's side, and you don't smoke, and you're too young. And, all of his thinking was outdated. However, cancer of all kinds is on my father's side. It is important. Know your family history. Find out as much as you can. Black folks love to keep secrets, but find out as much as you can because your health issues are important to other members in your family. Okay, so no, there was no breast cancer on my mother's side. No cancer whatsoever, basically, on my mother's side. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I wasn't 40. I didn't meet any of the criteria that they said you should, that would make you a candidate for breast cancer. Be aware, there are girls as young as 16 years old that get breast cancer. Okay. I pushed the envelope because at this point I'm not a nurse practitioner, but I'm a nurse and I still know the lingo. And I said, but I'm half my father's child. I carry half my father's DNA, and cancer runs on my dad's side. And so, no, it's not on my mother's side, but I'm half my father's child. I carry half of his chromosomes, so therefore it's a possibility. Not only that, my grandmother, who died before I even knew her, on my father's side, my father's mother had breast cancer. That's important. So he says, okay, I'm just going to order you an ultrasound, basically to shut me up, he said. He orders the ultrasound because I was too young for a mammogram. They were not paying for mammograms unless you were 40 years old. I'd be dead right now if I didn't push the envelope. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Please advocate for yourself. You are your biggest cheerleader. You are your biggest fan. So fight for yourself. So I push the envelope. He orders the ultrasound. It comes back suspicious. Okay? He sends me to a breast specialist. Shout out to Dr. Amy Goldberg. I love you. That's my girl. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. Sends me to a breast specialist, and she says, yeah, this is a tumor, but it's pretty deep down, And we don't know if it's cancerous or not until we get a biopsy. So there's two kinds of biopsies that you can get. One is called a fine needle biopsy. And so what that is they take a needle, they put it in your breast, and they aspirate or suck out some of the cells of the tumor. They look at it under the microscope. They're able to tell if it's cancer or not. The other one is called an excisional biopsy, where they cut into the breast. They make a little incision. They go in and they pinch a little piece of tissue, put it under the microscope, look at it. They tell you if it's cancer. I had to have the other one because my breasts were so big that the needle would have been too not deep enough to be able to aspirate and get the specimen that they needed. Okay. So I knew something was up. So she sends me to radiology to get another kind of ultrasound. So the radiologist comes in, she looks at the screen, and she leaves, and she comes back with two people. They look at the screen, they come back with two more people. And then she says to me, "Do you have an appointment with a breast specialist?" I said, "Yeah." And then it wasn't going to be until, okay, I'm mixing this up. Okay. All right. Fast forward. I made a mistake in my story. Okay. I get the ultrasound first. The radiologist leaves, comes back with two people, looks at the screen. They leave, come back with two people, says, "Do you have an appointment for a breast specialist?" Which I did, but it wasn't going to be until November to something, end of the month. She gets on the phone. She makes a phone call. She says, "You have an appointment next week." So that's when I met Dr. Amy Goldberg, and she said, da 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 da. Long story short, I came back with breast cancer. I am a triple negative. African American women are diagnosed less frequently than white women, but we die more often than white women because of late presentation, meaning we don't go to the doctors early enough that by the time we go, the disease is often advanced. Also, we do things like put it in the hands of Dr. Jesus, which is fine, but also put it in other doctors' hands too, because God does guide hands, okay? And many other reasons why. We're non-compliant with treatment, all kinds of things. You're listening to your girlfriend, whatever. Anywho, long story short, October 11th, I'm in my kitchen and I get a phone call from the nurse practitioner, and she says, "What are you doing today?" And I said, "Nothing." She said, "Why don't you come down and talk to me?" I already knew I had breast cancer. What does she want me to come down for other than to tell me in person? And I had said I had it in the first place. So she says, "I have breast cancer and they want to do a mastectomy." And I say, "No." And I said I wanted a lumpectomy. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself, okay? I wanted a lumpectomy. I was still very sexual. I enjoyed sex and I wanted both of my breasts. A mastectomy is when they cut your breasts off. So I ended up having a lumpectomy against the nurse practitioner's advice, and the surgeon just basically was going to go along with whatever I wanted. The nurse practitioner said, your breasts will no longer look like ice cream cones. And I was like, well, they don't look like ice cream cones now, whatever. I was still having sex. I liked the sensation of a tongue on my nipples, and I wanted to continue that sensation. Just keeping it real. So they do a lumpectomy, which is where they just take the tumor out. And while they were in there, they found 3 more tumors hiding behind the big tumor. They couldn't see it. It didn't show up on any test. It didn't show up on my PET scan. It didn't show up on my CAT scan. It was hiding. But when the surgeon went in there, she found 3 more tumors. I'm not going to make this a long video and a lot of story. Right now, I just wanted to say congratulations to me. This is my 20th anniversary. I was diagnosed October 11th, 2002. With breast cancer right before my 33rd birthday, and I'm here. I have a testimony. you could be a testimony too. If you want to hear more about the rest of my journey, please hit me up in the comments. I would also probably make another video. I am going to make another video. I'm not going to tell you what the topic is, but it's related to having breast cancer in relationships. This has been Catching Up with Crystal. You have caught up with me. Can you keep up with me? Because you never know where I'm going to be. And today I'm coming to you from my bathroom with my breast cancer story. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Life is what you make it, so make the most out of life. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.